Our next speaker is a culinary student, and we've heard a little bit more from him earlier, but Jonathan Traina is going to speak, a 20-year combat veteran, and went to high school down in Florida. And so, Jonathan, we're thankful for you to take the time to speak.
So usually the common question is, after 20 years military, what's culinary arts, which I got asked earlier. And the big joke around the family is, well, what if I got to turn in my guns and I want knives?
Sharp knives.
Sharp knives, very sharp knives. So it was probably about 4 years ago, maybe close to 5. Third tour to Afghanistan. Me and the wife had a very sit-down conversation. She had started finishing her going back to school, trying to finish her bachelor's so she could do her master's. And it was a very serious conversation. Okay, well, if you make it to 20, and when I say that, I really mean that was kind of the conversation that we had to have. I ended up going to Afghanistan one more time, plus a few other deployments my whole 20 years. So at that point, we're, okay, well, at 20 years, what are you going to do? What do we need to do? How are we going to do this? So at 20, I made it, retired, put in paperwork, and then it was, she had 4 different choices on where she could get a DoD contract job. Here was one, and we actually have I have in-laws that own a business in Coeur d'Alene. I think it was North Dakota, somewhere out in the middle of nowhere. Texas, where we don't have any family, most of our family's in Florida. And the other state was like Kentucky or something, and she was never a Kentucky fan. So looking at it, it was, okay, well, we at least have family out here. And then one of the things was the schools out here. So I got online, okay, what does the community colleges out here have? Okay, well, INCA, for starters, is CIA accredited. So my only other passion other than getting shot at was cooking. So that was what kind of brought us in this direction. And her job that she was able to get put her on Fairchild as far as a job. And within the first year that we were here, I was able to get in school, start the accounting certificate before I was actually picked up in the culinary program, which kind of got me started. And then I found out about the entrepreneurship program, which I didn't know before. So there was a few things that kind of worked out. And with moving here, Lewis and Clark has always been one of the top high schools. So my daughter is a freshman now at Wazoo. And I think without the move coming up here and without us doing what we did, her grades picked up junior, senior year while we were here. So I guess the scholarship both for Washington Restaurant Association last year was about the time that we were trying to get some stuff scheduled. And then right as soon as we're trying to move my oldest down to Wazoo and figure out how we're going to pay for that and how I'm going to go back to school is when I found out about the Boyardee scholarship, and it was just perfect timing. And me and my wife were like, thank you. So it's to be at a point at 20, before 20, and then is this going to be the right move? Is this what we need to do? Is this how you do it? Because there's certain times in your life that you gotta, it's either this way or that way. I think everything's worked out for the best, even though we're away from most of our family and we're trying to figure out how we're going to fly down to Florida for this Christmas. And things, they either happen for things happen for the right reason, and we'll see how it goes. Again, thank you. I appreciate the chance to tell my story. I assume this is one of the reasons why I was picked to get up here, because like first question I got asked even before 10 minutes before this started, well, how do you go from the Army and shooting people and getting shot at to, the whole story about the knives. So, thank you.